Well, I'm here with Jacob Colker from the Extraordinaries. They have an amazing new application and service helping nonprofits reach out to volunteers who might have some spare time, who can help virtually to connect on small projects. Can you describe your project a little bit, how the Extraordinaries helps nonprofits?
Sure. What we do for organizations is allow them to increase their capacity. Most organizations have some kind of email database list. Those that have a larger membership, it's even better. You have tens of thousands of people in this database who, over the course of a year, could potentially provide 10, 15, 20 hours worth of volunteer work through their smartphones. And what that does is essentially adds 10, 20, 30, 100,000 new hours of human energy, human intuition and translation skills, and just general knowledge of society to help you advance your missions. And that's really the power of what the Extraordinaries is trying to create.
Is there a certain type of nonprofit, a certain type of organization that you think is a perfect fit for the Extraordinary service?
Yes and no. Not every task is a good fit for our system. But there are certain tasks that we're discovering, and every day we find more and more, that are really well suited to the type of work that we facilitate, which is basically called crowdsourcing, which is the act of mass collaboration. But using the tools in the smartphone, which is, there are 9 tools in this device.
Sure. And that's the iPhone you're holding up there?
That is the iPhone, but we'll soon be on BlackBerry and many other devices as well. You basically have access to an entirely new set of tools. This goes way beyond signing petitions and writing your letter to your member of Congress. This is about using the phone here and the mobile internet as a mobile call center for nonprofits, allowing a whole new level of donor follow-up. So, for example, I might not have $500 to donate to an organization, but I certainly have 4 minutes where I can record an MP3 file personally thanking another donor for their donation. And nonprofits can deliver 5, 10 personalized voicemail messages to donors from dozens of the supporters in the database. And what you're essentially doing is you're engaging the thousands of people in your databases with a whole new set of tools, which is going to make them become more loyal because they're more engaged with your system, which we believe will result in more donations. But we also allow them to facilitate action. So when you have a huge task that is a data gathering task, or a data sorting task, or any of the dozens of ways that you can find out at our website, which is www.beextra.org. That's BEEXTRA.org. But there are literally thousands of ways where you can use a few minutes of human mind and the powerful tools in a smartphone to advance your missions, and that's what we facilitate.
So are all these opportunities, do they involve skills of volunteers, or are some of them sort of unskilled, where the only thing you need to know, volunteers need to know, is how to actually operate their phone?
Sure. We're starting with very low skill tasks. Image tagging, looking at a picture and describing its qualities, which will help bring thousands of photos into search engines. So if you have an archive of 10,000 photos or 300 video clips, you can use your supporters to go through and help catalog that so that it's searchable, so that instead of having to sort through 10,000 photos to find that, you can just run a query. We want water with blue on this date, etc. Okay. So those are some tasks that everybody can do. There are tasks that we're moving towards where they do require a certain level of skill. Language translation, adding subtitles to films by looking at a clip and then typing in a subtitle of what you've just seen. Those require certain sets of skills, and as we advance as an organization, we are incorporating much more detailed tasks and allow nonprofits and organizations to harness many of the skills of their supporters, not simply just their spare human mind, but their legal skills, their tax skills, and all of these things that we have are occupational skills as well as our hobby skills. Many of us are fantastic photographers, but we just can't afford to do that as our day job. So it's about harnessing all of that spare energy and all of those skills and converting that into energy that we can use for social good.
Great. And where can nonprofits today go to actually see the Extraordinaries application and test it out and learn more about it?
Well, we haven't launched nationally yet. We have a very basic beta app in the App Store. So it's nowhere near where it's going to be in the next 2 months.
And that was the Apple App Store?
Yes, that's the Apple App Store. And you can go to http://download.beextra.org. That's BEEXTRA.org, as in be extraordinary. So if you have a few minutes free, you can be extraordinary. And that's the whole point of our project.
Great. Thank you very much.
You bet.